share my one of research paper, empowering urban safety, analyzing street crime hotspot and their associated factors in Chittagong city, Bangladesh. Actually, this paper was published MDPI 2023. So just I am sharing this paper some important issues with you. How we can facing the urban safety issues and how we can prevent or how we can ban the security issues in the city. We should all.
Professor Haider, could you please make the full screen for your talk presentation? Thank you.
Is it okay, Professor?
Yeah, now it's all right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So one important issue, are you hear me, please? It's clear, my voice?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So one important issue, we live in the city without ensuring the safety and security, we cannot live there. So security is very important issue to make the city healthier or economically prosperous. And another important issue, we should know that the more the city richer or prosperous, the more vulnerability or safety issues arise in the city. It is the one important concept for the city safety and security. So at the very beginning, I would like to share, my dear friends, and my professor also. So what is crime? Crime is a socially constructed, we know that, and contested phenomena that depends upon the definition of some kind of behavior by the state as being antisocial and punishable by law. So this is one important definition for this. And later that street crime, what do we mean by street crime? Are understood as a crime committed by an individual or groups of people in public spaces, in open, mentioned as a priority issues in terms of security in many cities all over the world. And in urban areas, usually the crime what happened in the street involving assaults, murder, theft, and sexually assault, largely committed by strangers. Okay. So some research showed that not every places occur same type of crimes or intensity of crime. So it is found that the research shows that some areas, some crime is very much concentrated and some areas not like that. So from that point of view, causes of crime and the impacts of crime shows different. The causes actually, number one is poverty, unemployment, and frustration. And then lack of awareness, illiteracy, recreational facilities, drug addiction, laziness, and gambling. And living in slum and lack of parental care or degradation of social, cultural environment. Abuse of information technology and lack of monitoring, political shelter of offenders, and local influence. These are the main literature shows the causes of committing crime. So other the impacts. Okay. So the crime pattern scenario has a great impact on urban form and social stratification as well. So this is literature shows us that the crime has a great impact in the society and social various forms and social stratification. Based on the urban crime pattern, people avoid some places and seek out others. And in the crime-prone street, people walk swiftly and view approaching strangers with suspicion. But along the same street, they casually stroll and welcome the next interestingly person. They might meet and notice others making the same choices in the same areas. So usually where crimes occur frequently, it makes the neighborhood people highly vulnerable and predictable. Along with the fear of crime was reported by the residents as the main problem, there is an increase in the likelihood of reporting bad health. So that is the impact of crime that literature is showing us. And if we categorize the impact, some is social, some is economical. So that is showing like fear or violence or street crime leads the family breakup also. So that is alcoholism. We saw many types of impact socially, economically, plays street crime in the urban areas. So how we can ban or reduce or how to empower urban safety. So literature said us that develop integrated municipal youth policies, focus on youth at risk, paying attention to youth employment, raising awareness on gender-based violence, involving men and boys in gender-based violence solutions, conducting women's safety walkways, focusing on migrant population and their inclusions. And what should we do? Law enforcement and community policing, problem-oriented policing, community mediation and conflict resolution, by law enforcement, and adherence to the law, building trust between police and community. And what uh, literature shows us that urban design and planning can do also something to ensure to empower urban safety, designing streets, buildings, parks, etc., to reduce opportunities for crime. So supporting street layout, improving street lighting, reorganizing markets or bus terminals, establishing recreation areas for children and youth, and community management of public spaces. So these are shows from the literature. We can say that how, what is crime, who are committing crime, and what is the impact of the crime, and how we can solve this problem, how to empower urban safety. So my research is actually my hometown, Chittagong city, where I work around 20 years. So this is the second largest city of my country, and where around 7 million people lives, and its GDP contribution currently more than 15%. So what I showed is 11%. It was 2015. So 10 years ago's data. So and it is the main seaport of my country. 90% of our all export and import done through this city. And it is connected with sea, river, land, rail, and domestic and international airport too. So this is very important city of my country, and also it is called a commercial capital of my country. And unfortunately, the crime record, what police department recorded, that also alarming. Annual crime growth rate also 9.75%. So that is another important why I choose the city to study. And my national crime figure shows that, so that is also growing gradually, and current crime increased by 93.91% in between 18 years duration. And my city, that record also, it is also 18 years record. So that also shows that crime pattern of the city is not similar. Some areas almost crime free, some areas very highly dense crime prone areas. So that you show in a map left side. And I made this some categorization based on their occurrence. And my research also divided in comparative study was a residential neighborhood and commercial or business neighborhood. RN means residential neighborhood, and BN means business neighborhood. So there is 12 police stations in the city. Based on this, we got the occurrence of the police station based crime records. And actually, drug addiction and illegal drug dealing found highest, or snatching. You see some areas based on this record, people's perception, and previous one, the police record documents. So top 9, the field investigation and people's perception showed the like theft is number 1, and the area based distribution, if you see snatching is second, and drug addiction and illegal drug dealing was third, and their distribution pattern almost similar, but there is some variation. And a special pattern of pickpocketing or a special political violence. In our country, political situation is not, I think, like you country like Thailand, where I stayed more than 8 years. So political violence is everywhere, especially in the education institution and the city areas is very dominant. Currently is very much high because our political regime changed by the mass people uprising. So that is very dominant in our country, what is political violence. A special pattern if teaching also, some areas you see difference in the map. And finally, you can see street crime in the pattern of illegal arms dealing, special pattern of hijacking. So it's a little bit lesser, and robbery pattern of kidnapping. So that was a residential, and another pattern in the business area, it is also something different. So we see theft is residential is higher, but snatching is higher, number one problem in the business areas. So here theft is second, but in the residential area, theft is number one, and in the business area, snatching number one. So this is the difference we found in the business area and in the residential area. So these are the pattern you see in the map that I analyzed and showed the people's perception based in. So from the study, major findings, if we see, so the impact of nature of urban street crime patterns on socio-economic life in Chittagong city are very significantly. It's not similar in everywhere. There is significant variation in comparing the administrative zones of 12 police stations. In the special most urban street crimes is very dominant in police station 1. That means the where the city originated. That means the old city or the lifeline of the city. So, but in other police station, all are not eminent. So, in the old city areas, are economic heart of the area, all types of crime concentrated in the police station 1, that is locally called Kotwali police station. And other 11 police stations, one or two crimes are dominant each police station. Hence, socioeconomic impacts are differed based on the types and intensity of urban street crime in Chittagong city. And second finding, the study showed that the age of perpetrators must be like in committing a crime. It was found that the adolescent and adult population, that means 16 to 30 years old, are more engaged in criminal activities in the residential neighborhoods. And victims of crimes and offenders have a dependency on each other. So here is also another, the perpetrators select a target in many ways, such as age, sex, physical condition, and occupation also. So that is another findings. So due to the socioeconomic characteristics of the society, male people were highly victimized because they were usually the primary breadwinners and high level of financial practitioner or participation than women. It was not that women were not victims, and after men, women moreover also victims of this unexpected. So that the study also find that so women also victimized after the men. So men is the number one, and the women is the number two target or victim of the street crime. So some areas, what I mentioned that, so some areas become more crime prone, some areas less crime prone. So from that point of why, so the factors of becoming crime hotspots in the city, the study found that the poverty or living in slum, social factors, some economic factor, physical or geographical factor, or governance or administrative factors, and also planning and design factors, we found something. Then huge people gathering or busy place or unemployment, depression. Physical, if you found that hiding opportunity in the mass gathering or hill area or forest area or local neighborhood area, they can hide there. or other physical issues, the narrow or bad condition or zigzag street pattern, and planning congested and unplanned settlement, and traffic jam and lack of light. That is the issue. And government misuse of political power and political patronization. And so the corruption or inactive of police force, sometimes lack of security. So that is the another issue. Some areas becoming more crime prone or crime hotspot. And in the business neighborhood, if we look at that as almost similar issues, but some areas have some more opportunity, or some areas less opportunity. But in the business area, drug addiction, fun and curiosity, ethical decadence, bad company, abuse of ICT, and lack of parental care showed important issue. And huge people gathering and busy place make that very important issues to make a place crime hotspot. So the study showed that the I here showed some crime hotspot. This is the point pattern. This is a quadrant pattern, and the current density pattern. How the city crime hotspot belongs in Chittagong. And that was first one was the residential, and the second one was business neighborhood areas. So the another analysis you show that is something different. You can realize, please. Slum areas were the more crime prone for those which in the residential areas. But in the business neighborhood, you see formation of street crime hotspot not similar as residential. Socioeconomic features and technological application influence have vital role in business neighborhood. So comparatively busier places or remote or lonely areas in the city that the way it was treated for the crime are in the business neighborhood, offenders are very ferocious to capture the target in the business neighborhood area, to more opportunity to get cash and valuable assets. So these are the impacts I mentioned, that is mental panic or feeling scared too. That is the number one residential community environment impacts. Social, that means increased drug addiction. That is the another important. And business here, customer left or investment decrease or business quit or change. That is the major impact in the residential, social, and business environment. So if we show in the Q, so psychoeconomic effects were top. Millions of people gathering from the various parts of the country for taking economic opportunity. Most of the city areas were unplanned. Malpractice in urban governance due to the urban street crime in Chittagong city. The overall effects as a whole on the residential community, social environment, business environment were found multidimensional. So this is another very short views. That means residential areas, some areas, and business areas is comparative effects we found in the study. And how can we reduce, or how can we make the city safe? So there, our study found that the city people or city dwellers recommended us we need to do 4 dimension. Number one, individual, the city dweller need to do something to make him safe, and the community-based law enforcement agencies and planning and design approval authority need to do something to make the city safer or healthier. The initiative of crime prevention depend on people's socioeconomic condition, level of awareness, affordability to arrange security measures, quality of urban governance, and above all, state-sponsored security measures. So there is something in points. So community in residential neighborhood, what need to do to make the city safe? Launching community and social awareness programs, community-based security arrangement, installation of CCTV camera, and law enforcement agencies to ban the street crime, frequently police patrolling, ensuring punishment of offending crime, stopping corruption or zero tolerance of corruption, and also urban planning and design authority need to do instead of sufficient street light, street widening, changing housing design, considering safety and security. And business neighborhood social awareness and moral education programs, installation CCTV cameras, introducing personal security, installation of sufficient street light, and designing transport nodes, traffic intersections, and bus bay to avoid mass gathering and traffic congestion, street widening. So, finally, these are the major conclusion. If city dwellers most frequently victimized by the theft, snatching, drug addiction, and illegal drug dealing, ifteasing, pickpocketing, political violence, hijacking, etc. And land value decrease and victim of extortion and other two important impacts of urban street crime in Chittagong city. And the adolescent and the adult people was more prone to criminal activity. Male people were the most obvious target of the offender, and then the women who usually go to outdoor for shopping or workplace or accompanying their kids to schools and colleges were the target of offenders. Offenders took advantages of the narrowness of streets, broken condition of streets, zigzag pattern, huge traffic jam, and absence of street lights, etc. And creation of mental panic, feel scared to travel alone, victim of physical assault and harassment were the important issue of the community environment. So these are my study findings regarding Chittagong city. So thank you very much, dear audience.